Welcome back to Up North at 4, and joining us now, it's Jenny Bonardelli and Julie Bronson here to talk about the Northern National Arts Competition that is ongoing currently at Nicolet College for about another week. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Jenny.
Closes Friday.
Closes Friday, so you got about 5 days to get over there, check it out. But Julie, I want to ask you, the art competition, what is this all about? What is happening over at Nicolet College?
Well, a long time ago, 36 years ago actually, the Northern Arts Council and the Nicolet partnered together for this major show. And Jenny knows all about this particular show this year, and it's been going on for a long time. It's a wonderful show that brings in art from all over the country.
Wow.
Well, so I actually took an art class in high school. It's been a little while, maybe not the best artist, so I probably don't qualify to get into this competition, but what are the qualifications for somebody trying to maybe join in and see how competitive they are with their art?
Well, it's pretty much open to artists, and that's up to your interpretation.
Yes.
You can get on we take our entries from a website called Call for Entry, which is very kind of familiar to artists who are working. And you can enter, January-ish is the deadline for the entries.
Okay. And you're bringing in, like you said, artwork from literally all over the place, all over the country. Were there any submissions that came in where you're like, whoa, this is really not local, kind of caught your eye for a second? Was there anything that jumped out to either one of you?
You know,
one of the ones, I wasn't here for the opening. Jenny can talk about the opening, but one of the things I did is I went to the virtual show on our Northern Arts Council website, and then I saw this piece that was a deer head, and I thought, okay, but when I went to the gallery and actually looked at the deer head, I thought, wow. And this is actually a fairly local artist. She doesn't live here anymore, but she did go to school here. And it's all embossed and all decorated. It's one of the strangest and most wonderful things I've seen in some time.
Yeah, it's usually like the different art that like really catches your eye, right? Just like the unique pieces. You're like, I've never seen something like this. Like, this is incredible stuff. So how long has this been going on? 36 years, is that correct?
Right.
So how did this start, and how is it compared to, like, you know, back in the days, 30 years ago? How has it grown?
A lot of evolution, I'm sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, it was only, I think, 37 entries at the beginning of the art show. And now, what, Jenny, you said you had over 600
over
entries?
600. Yeah. And they whittled it down to 96 pieces.
Wow, that is incredible.
So when you say they whittled it down, who are we talking about here? Is the council involved? Who's in this process?
No, we don't. We might look at some of the entries, but we don't make any decisions. Jenny talks to the judge, who we get the judge. The Northern Arts Council hires the judge. And this year's judge, name was Lenny?
Lenny Campello, and he is a prominent art critic, has the 11th highest art blog on the internet from the Washington, D.C. area. So thanks to the partnership with Northern Arts Council, we get to bring someone of that caliber into the Northwoods, who will judge artwork from local artists and nationwide artists, all the same. So what I love about this competition is it allows, for instance, we've had a local artist, Emma Lapine, won the highest award of excellence, alongside of folks from Maryland to California and everywhere in between.
And my golf partner won an award, too.
Oh, yeah?
Look at that.
Oh, there we go.
So are we expecting a good amount of viewerships coming in? A lot of people, or not really? What are we thinking?
Seeing a lot of traffic. The art opening, which was in mid-June, was attended by, you know, upwards of almost 200 people. It's quite an event, and be on the lookout for it next year. It happens every June. But yeah, I still get a lot of traffic in the gallery.
I love it. And obviously a lot of talented artists in this area. And this is, I would say, one of those industries where I think a lot of people think, Northwoods, I'm not going to find a lot of art talent, but that is clearly not the case whatsoever. And I want to talk a little bit more about that, but we're going to take a quick break. Do you guys mind sticking around with us for a little bit longer?
We'll stay.
I guess so.
Okay, I guess so.
Perfect.
We'll be right back on Up North at 4. Stick with us.
Don't even miss her.
Welcome back to Up North at 4. We are joined by Jenny and Julie talking about the Northern National Arts Competition that is ongoing at Nicolet College in partnership with the Northern Arts Council. And Julie, that's where you come in. I know we've talked about it a little bit during this interview, but what is your group all about? What is the focus of the Arts Council?
The Northern Arts Council started over 50 years ago with Robert Gard, who was a university professor. He believed that rural arts was important. And so what he did is he got an endowment from the National Endowment for Arts, and he started 5 councils around the state. Well, our council is the only one that is remaining.
Wow.
And I think that's because we have good stewardship of the money that we bring in from our memberships, and also people who care about art in this area. Because if they didn't, it would just go away.
Yeah.
And it's been around a long time.
And I was gonna say, I can just tell by talking to you, I can sort of see that passion kind of coming out about art. So I'm curious, like, how did you get involved with the council?
Well, I spent a lot of time doing very varied things with the Northern Arts Council. I taught high school here, and one of my colleagues got me involved in something called the School of Arts, which the Northern Arts Council worked with for almost 50 years, and then now it is a little bit different as the School of Arts legacy. And then I did membership with the Northern Arts Council, again with my colleagues, and then I became president, probably 10, 12 years ago.
Wow. So after
What a
this
journey.
event ends on Friday, correct? It ends on Friday. Is there any more events coming up this year, or do we have to wait all the way till June to see anything spectacular like we got going on now?
Nope, you can come out 6 times a year. We have a new
Very
exhibit
cool.
at the college. So I like to say it all culminates to our student show in the spring, because that's what we're there for, is our students. The next show is a community group called the Intuition Collective, and that opens August 14th with reception on the 17th.
Perfect.
Very cool.
And I know,
Coming up.
Jenny, a lot of what you do is trying to focus, like you mentioned, on the students, but also just being that path for local and aspiring artists here. And I guess for you, how rewarding is that when you see people submit their artwork and then you get a world-renowned art critic to come in, take a look at it, and then you see those dreams or those projects get rewarded? How cool is that for you, would you say?
Ridiculously cool.
Yeah.
As born and raised in Tomahawk, and I lived in LA for a while, so I'm pretty passionate about whatever I can do to help local creatives, as a designer myself, elevate them and allow them to do so without having to travel far and wide. I think the Northwoods has a lot to offer on that regard, yeah.
So with your guys' level of expertise, of course, you guys know a lot about art. What would you say is the most unique type of art? Is it nature? Is it just random stuff? What do you guys think?
Oh, there's so many different things that you can have. And that's one of the things that is wonderful about going to look at the show. Because you'll see things at the show that you can see them online, and it's a good place to start, to take a look there. And then when you see them in person, you're really up close and personal with the art. And it's wonderful to see the different kinds of things, mediums, and what people see. And there's one piece it's photography, but it doesn't look like photography. It's amazing.
Wow.
I did want to mention about the Northern Arts Council runs an individual artist grant each year, and individual artists from the area apply, and we really like doing that for getting art started in some of those areas. We also have grants that we do to, with our memberships. We do grants our cycle starts in December, and we award the grants in March.
Perfect. Well,
Very cool.
Yeah, definitely check out more of the Northern Arts Council. You can find their website, and of course, the show runs till Friday.
Friday.
Is that
5
what
days.
time? What time does that go until on Friday?
It closes at 5 p.m. on Friday.
All right, so get over there, check
Yes.
it out. You got a couple of days. thank you both so much for joining us.
Thank
In the
you.
meantime, before you guys go, I'm gonna go show you my little stick figures I draw on my desk, like when I'm on the phone, and you guys can let me know if I can maybe submit something for next year. Does that work?
Absolutely.
All right, perfect.
You gotta
Thank
join the
both
competition.
so much for joining us. We're gonna take a break on Up North at 4. We'll be back after this.
breaking her